Pennsylvania Dutch. When you're here, you're family. It's a barn-raising good time. We put our suspenders on, one suspender at a time. I have had sex 10 times, but have 11 children. Praise the Lord. Will burn my barn to the ground.
Hey everyone, welcome to Hashtag Hot Seat, the show where we put comedians on the spot and make them hot under the collar. Tonight's special guests, Ashley Melzer and Suzy Hall. I'm Shane Smith. Now welcome your host, Tristan Yonce.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Welcome to Hashtag Hot Seat. I'm Tristan Yonce, and this is my co-host Shane Smith, as always.
Hey.
This is the show where we're going to take improv comedians and make them improvise their way into and out of a paper bag or whatever we choose to put them into. How are you?
Good. I'm good. How are you?
Great. I should say up top, this is episode 13, the cursed episode of Hashtag Hot Seat. Yeah, we're knocking on every wooden thing we can find. Yeah. Very unlucky episode. So we're going to see how this goes.
Yeah, I'm a real superstitious person, Tristan.
I never knew that about you.
Yeah, like I lift my legs over train tracks. I hold my breath.
What does that mean?
I don't even know. I just know I might die if I don't. I hold my breath when I pass cemeteries. Okay. That's the thing. I don't even know why I do that. But I do. I've come up with ways to combat superstitious things.
That's good.
Yeah. So that way I
impart that onto our panel and maybe onto the viewers at home.
Here's a little advice for you guys. If you're superstitious, there's a way to fight this. If you break a mirror, just glue it back together. Easy.
Perfect, yeah.
If you spill salt on a table, throw a table on top of some salt. You just have to reverse it. Just reverse it.
See, I always just spilled pepper too. That just made a big mess.
That's good, yeah. And then the one that's the hardest, I find, say a black cat crosses your path, you have to cross a black cat's path, which is hard. Because like, whoa, where are they at? Where are they coming from? Because you never know.
They're nimble.
Yeah, because it's always random. And then the easiest one I find, if you open an umbrella inside, just close it.
Oh, yeah. I guess that would work.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. And then if you go under a ladder, just flip the ladder over and walk over it.
So you're like going over a ladder instead.
Yep.
That's
easy,
smart.
guys. Don't let superstitions ruin your life.
This has become like a public service announcement.
It is. I've saved a lot of lives today.
I'm glad you did this.
Yeah.
I think on that note, it's time to bring out our panel. Please welcome to the show Ashley Melzer and Suzy Hall.
All right.
A little excitement from the crowd. Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
I'd like to get to know you for a moment, but we're going to go into the first game instead. This is the game of good news for people who love bad news.
Ooh.
And how this is going to work, I'm going to read some headlines ripped from recent news. And you're going to tell me if you think these are good news or if they're bad news and why you happen to think so. A British woman has been jailed after her 153rd pickpocketing offense. Just couldn't quit.
Can I jump in here?
Yeah.
I think this is obviously bad news because I think Oliver Twist is really important to a lot of people. And Oliver, had a beautiful story that got told through pickpocketing and meeting people and having a community. And so this woman has been robbed of her personal journey and her story.
Until someone writes a musical about it.
That's true.
That could turn the whole thing around.
Maybe if she's stuck in jail. Oh, you just switched me. Maybe if she's stuck in jail, someone can capture her story.
Absolutely.
I'm going to say,
good news, bad news.
I think good news, though, because we wouldn't have known about the 153 pickpocketings that she's done. I mean,
that's true.
If not for this, if she wasn't captured. And I'm amazed by that. 153, like.
I imagine they kept arresting her and letting her go the first 152 times. She'll eventually learn her lesson.
Is that true, or is this just a 10-year-old who's like, yeah, I've done this 150 times?
Oh yeah, it's like It's like Ted Bundy. He's like, yeah, I killed 100 people. It's like, you killed 10 people.
Tristan,
Maybe that's a little of an extreme comparison.
he meant well.
Did he?
I don't know. Tristan, I think it's good news because it's
Yeah.
good for humanity. Like, I imagine that this occurred in one jacket with 154 pockets. And someone, they knew stuff was missing, and they were just like, you know what? Someone else needs it more than I do. And then on the 154th time, they're like, wait a minute.
That's my wallet.
That's my wallet.
Yeah.
Fool me once, fool me 154 times. But I think it shows we're tolerant as a society to be robbed 153 times.
Or at least the Brits are.
Yeah.
Your next headline. An archaeologist finds a pyramid-shaped tomb in China.
I mean, bad news, right? Like, just happen upon a tomb? Like, you know what's going to be in there. Like,
I would assume it was on some sort of dig, some sort of archaeological study. That's just me.
that's not what the headline says.
That's true.
Like brunch at Denny's, and he's like, oh, man.
There's a damn tomb in the way.
I'm going to have to go with bad news because just imagine the people who had to push those stones from Egypt to China. That's a long trip.
Yeah, that's true. And according to some people in this country, the dinosaurs would have had a hard time on their backs. There's a theory going around that dinosaurs helped build the pyramids, like trained elephants.
That makes sense.
Okay, your next headline. A substitute teacher vomits in class, and the police later find a box of wine in her purse. News, bad news.
Good news because we all have a new friend to party with.
Nice.
That's how that works.
I feel like that's like your dream ticket to go home for the day, right? It's like
Oh, yeah.
you get some wine to take with you. You already threw up, so that's like your ticket home. Like that's
Absolutely.
a good day.
And if you're a student in that class, what happens then? The substitute teacher is out.
Yeah. I think it's good news, Tristan, because it's teaching people that they should do what my wife does, and that's keep your wine in public and throw up in your purse.
Oh.
Because then the cops never come.
And it's a lot classier, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep your vomit hidden away.
Yeah.
Again, your final headline for the day. A Michigan pig walks to Home Depot after his fence was blown down.
I'm going to go with bad news. Like, 1984 is already overselling by, like, leaps and bounds right now. I don't need a pig going to Home Depot to figure out some fencing.
First, 1984, and what next? Animal Farm?
Yeah. That's, yeah.
I think it's kind of cute because he's like, oh, I shouldn't be out right now. Somebody, can you mend this for me? My owner's going to be mad that I got out. What do you think, Suzy?
I think good news. Like, I just imagine myself at Home Depot and a pig coming through and being like, yeah, like, this is a good day. You know?
But I was in line first, pig.
Yeah. I think it's bad news. One, the media is focusing on the wrong story. Why aren't they paying attention to the wolf that did it in the first place?
Oh, yeah.
And then what about the two dead pigs that are his brothers?
This huffing and puffing has got to come to a stop.
Yeah.
Hashtag HuffPo. And that is the game of good news for people who have bad news. And now we'd like to take this moment in time to meet our panel on a more personal level. Ashley,
Yes.
you collect old cameras.
Correct.
How many captured souls are inside of those cameras?
You know, some of them are film cameras and some of them are still, so I feel like the ratio, like, for film cameras is higher.
Right, because
So-
thousands of images.
Exactly, exactly. So I probably got, you know, like 100,000 people, give or take.
Yeah, you could license your cameras out to a medium of some sort.
Oh, that's a great plan. You know.
Thanks. Suzy. Suzy, you are a twin, I don't know if you mind me saying that in public. I don't know if you mind me ousting your personal life like that.
Let the people know.
You are a twin. What is your twin's name?
Karen.
Karen.
Yeah.
Karen and Suzy Hall. Do you guys ever, do you have like a secret twin language or perhaps a telepathic connection?
We tried to develop a twin language when we were little, and we got like 4 words down, and like they were like already words that existed, but we're like, no one's gonna know what we're talking about. So it'd be like the word for like pants we like made up, and we'd say like, oh, nice pants, but we'd use like a secret word, so it's like you could absolutely tell what we were saying, but we're like, we have a twin language. We felt really cool about it.
Oh, my apples ride too high on the ankles.
Right, exactly.
We know what you're saying, girls.
Right.
That's hilarious. Ashley, you studied folklore. What do you think, since this is our 13th episode, what do you think is the spookiest or maybe unluckiest bit of folklore that you studied in all of your times in research?
There's this mythology about the color orange and this symbol.
Uh-oh.
Oh God, I didn't realize.
I'm sure we'll be fine. No,
it'll be fine. It'll be fine. There's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, that put a pallor over the whole thing, but I think we can just move on. I'm very nervous now. Suzy, you graduated from Harvard.
I did.
Top notch, top league stuff. I heard thank you, yeah. Let's hear it for Suzy. Harvard.
That happens a lot when I walk into rooms and just announce it.
She must know Conan O'Brien. She writes for the Lampoon now. So we've done some research. Our crack research team have done some deep digging on the internet, and since you graduated, they're apparently erecting a Suzy Hall at Harvard. Could you tell us some of the features of the Suzy Hall?
Yeah. I would love to. Free pizza for everyone.
Oh,
it's just all-day pizza ovens. They're just throwing that stuff out there. Yeah.
It's like they're gonna lose money on the deal.
No, it's really great. There's a lot of tour groups that happen at Harvard. So it's just going to have like refuge areas for the tour groups. You know, lots of places to like recharge your cameras, like water just like flowing, just like bottles of it. Yeah, it's great.
Lousy with water and pizza. I love it. Well, that's our panel, folks. That's Suzy Hall. And since that went so darn well, I'm going to put Suzy in the hot seat.
Oh!
Thanks so much. We have Suzy in the hot seat. How does it feel?
Hot.
Great.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we
Toasty
like.
buns over here.
Perfect. I thought someone was grilling onions. I guess it's just.
I get that a lot.
We're gonna play the game of Suzy the Teenage Witch. Now you went to Harvard, which is in Massachusetts, which is where the Salem witch trials were. I.e., you're probably a witch, right?
That's exactly how I would say it.
Great. Can we help her get a little more witchy here? Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Just kind of American Gothic that over there next to you. Thanks.
Great.
So we have some witch trivia questions for you. They're all multiple choice. Pretty standard witch stuff. So let's see how you do. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Yeah.
Okay. Which pope recognized the existence of witches? Is it A, Fun Pope, B, Pope number 1, or C, Pope Innocent VIII?
Ooh, Fun Pope, right?
It is actually Pope Innocent VIII. Sorry.
Something Fun Pope would do.
It does
right?
sound like a classic Fun Pope move. Okay, your next question. Outside of a cat, what is the most popular familiar for a witch? Would that be A, a bat, B, a crow, C, a ferret, or C, a didylphimorphia?
I'm going to choose second C.
Okay, that's a possum. Did I say C twice? Yeah. Awesome. How many women must be alone in a room in North Carolina to be legally called a coven? 4, 8, or 10?
Wait, really? 8.
That's right. Which of these is a real book about witches? Hammer of the Witches, Book of Souls, The Number of the Beast, or No Prayer for the Dying?
Ooh. I want it to be No Prayer for the Dying.
Don't we all?
Yeah. Is that what it is?
No. It's actually Hammer of the Witches. The other three are Iron Maiden album titles. And finally, according to Harry Potter lore, which of these is true about witches? A, they learn spells twice as fast as wizards. B, they develop their powers earlier than boys and are bot witchfed at age 10. Or C, they earn 70 cents on the dollar compared to wizards.
Is it all of them?
Unfortunately, yes. So that's Suzy Hall in the hot seat, everyone. Welcome back to Hashtag Hot Seat. We'd like to carry on with a game called 8 Years Bad News. Yeah, once Donald Trump was elected president, it held a mirror up to this nation and it immediately broke. So we're likely in store for 8 years of bad news. But I'd like for you to tell us how these things could be good news. I'm going to read some things that Trump has planned for us as a nation. And you tell us how you could spin this. Okay, first off, no one has health care.
We don't need doctors. Set the doctors free. You know, if you're working too hard.
Right.
This is an 8-year vacation for all doctors.
Right, and there's going to be no room on the golf course for the rest of us. I love that.
Yeah, I think that it's really great news. I don't see why people are taking this so terribly, because as we all know, Darwin said it's survival of the fittest. So if we have no one helping us along, then only the fit will survive in America. Ooh. We have an obesity problem, folks. You know, so we're going to be adaptable to change. Because we're going to change more when no one is helping us survive.
Thinning out the herd, as it were. Donald Trump bans all medium and large-sized gloves.
That's great for me.
Okay, good. So Donald Trump is also saying that all national parks are now Trump golf courses. All of them.
It's great news because golf courses traditionally have great snacks. You know.
Ooh, true.
They have there's
unless you're black or a Jew, but
or a woman.
Or a woman, right?
They also have jackets.
That's true, yeah.
You know, so everyone gets a jacket when they go. Well, again, only white men, but
yeah.
You know.
I love the idea of him just being like, "Can we move this geyser? This geyser is in my way." It's sickening.
You know, it does take all of the golfers out of the general population and puts them in one place though, so the rest of us can kind of hang out. You know, it's just they're all there.
Suzy Hall for a golfer concentration camp. Get them all in an area away from us. Suzy Hall.
Thanks, Tristan.
No problem. You said it. Now all dictionaries are replaced with fictionaries.
It's good news because of how proud you were of that.
Yeah, if anything, it was just great for me.
It's a more interesting version of the dictionary. It's when you're tasked with reading a nonfiction book and you're oh, tornadoes, or you get to read Harry Potter. It's the Harry Potter version of
the dictionary.
Yeah.
Oh.
Also known as Wikipedia.
And finally, Trump has issued mandatory Trump haircuts for all men and women alike. I know. Exasperated sigh for the audience.
I think that's getting us closer to equal pay for women.
Excellent. That's the game of 8 years bad news, folks. That's how that works. And just because that worked pretty well, I'd say, I'm going to put Ashley in the hot seat. Well, thank you so much, folks. I have here Ashley Melzer in the hot seat. Feeling pretty toasty?
I feel pretty. The flames are more tickly than I expected.
That's good. We did send away for those special tickle flames. So this is our unlucky number 13 episode. So we would like to concentrate on the prank side of unluckiness. So April Fool's Day shenanigans. And I'm going to give you a list of items, and you tell me a fun way you could prank someone
Great.
with these items. Okay, the Amazon Echo.
Amazon Echo. One of the things that Echo does is there's an app on your phone, so if someone's at home and you are away, you can play music on your phone.
Oh.
So recently someone was watching our dog while we were away, and we played Rockwell's Somebody's Watching You.
Excellent prank.
Literal prank.
Great prank. A real prank, too. I love it. Okay, another bit of technological wonder, an Oculus VR device.
Oh, yeah. Make them believe that their reality is only in the headset and that you don't exist.
It's like a Truman Show by way of gaslighting. I like it, yeah.
Do what you can.
This is you now. The Roomba.
Roomba?
I don't mean like the Rumba.
The Roomba?
Yeah, but the Roomba, like the vacuum cleaner.
Teach the Roomba to Rumba?
Perfect. Now I know, that's all I can see now. I feel like this is kind of classic and something I hate, flypaper.
Flypaper. I mean, obviously, you get flypaper stuck to any part of your body, that's not going to be a pleasant experience. So I think just some flypaper scattered amongst covers or a couch. Or
Inside their shower towel.
Yeah.
See, it didn't work for me because I pranked someone by replacing all the flies on the flypaper with bees.
Oh.
So kind of a prank on me, really.
Yeah.
Deli meat.
Deli meat? Depending on what the deli meat is, I think bologna is a prank in itself.
That's true. That's true. I do have in parentheses here, though, pastrami and/or corned beef.
Well, if they're not Irish or something, it's a problem. Yeah. Corned beef is not a thing that I grew up eating, so it's a prank. It's a prank.
It's a prank
itself.
on you. That's Ashley in the hot seat. Thanks so much, and unfortunately, thanks so much, and unfortunately, we've come to the last game of this show, but it's a good one. Yay! This is the game called Scary Movie. And the way this is going to work, I'm going to give you a certain descriptive phrase of a movie, and you're going to tell me what the title is. Simple enough on this unlucky episode 13. Okay. Don't have sex at camp or a drowning victim will murder you.
Did we mention they all have 13 in the title?
No, I was going to let them figure that out on their own. Thanks for blowing the
That's not true. I was just making that up.
No, he isn't. It's true. Don't have sex at camp or a drowning victim will murder you.
I'm going to go with 13.
It's actually Friday the 13th.
It didn't even help. It didn't even help.
Yeah. Gave you the biggest clue you could have gotten. The all-women remake of Big.
13 going on 30.
Nailed it. Famously, all women in the cast. All women remake. What happens in Vegas again.
I also know this one. 13 again.
Oh, Ocean's 13.
Oh, no.
This keeps happening in Vegas. Sully, but in space, and a not-so-happy ending.
Apollo 13.
I thought it was just 13 that time.
Yeah.
I thought you were 13.
Ooh.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh. That means I'm old.
Okay, and finally, a baker's dozen Patrick Swayzes.
13 Patrick Swayzes.
Roadhouse 13.
I wish that was a movie.
Little known sequel.
I wish that Roadhouse somehow became that healthy of a franchise, but it's 13 Ghosts.
Oh.
Yeah. An old William Castle movie from the 50s, and then a weird Matthew Lillard movie from the mid-aughts. Now, while Shane is tabulating your final score,
Use your brain.
where can the people at home find you online?
I'm on Twitter at Ashley Melzer.
Excellent.
You know.
Find me on Instagram, your best friend Suzy.
Wonderful. Shane, where does that leave us?
Well, it was close.
It always is.
So, Suzy was going to win, but Ashley knew to ask for not only the answers, but she also asked if she could win. So, Ashley's the winner.
Ashley Melzer, folks. And let's hear it for Suzy Hall.
Yeah.
You can find us online at hotseatshow.com, all your social media at Hot Seat Show. I'm Tristan Yonce. This has been Shane Smith, and we'd like to say thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Hey everyone, welcome to #HotSeat, the show where we put We're getting there. We're getting there. How much footage is there? Hey, I'm Shane, and now welcome to your host, this is Tristan. I'm Shane Smith. Now, welcome your host, Tristan Yonce. I'm Shane Smith. Now, welcome your host, Tristan Yonce. Welcome.